Let's create a budget. Let's get out of debt. Let's build wealth. Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So last few little cells we could put on here. Again, this is optional. You don't have to have this, but if you like to see these numbers and just know, you can add this on here. And that would be your assets, your liabilities, or basically your expenses and what you owe. And it'll be like net worth. So this again is optional. I mean, it's, if you don't really ever pay attention to this, it might be cool to know. So assets, I just kind of think of green. Liabilities, what you owe. Nobody likes to owe stuff. That'll be red. And then let's just make this kind of a bluish color. Okay, and then again we'll make this there. Change this to black. And let's put a border around this. Okay guys, so now let's get into formulas basically to make this spreadsheet work. So we'll start with income. So this income field, this is going to be a total of all of your income that comes in for your total income. So there's an auto sum feature here, you know, on top of Excel. You could click that and it's going to automatically do something, but basically we want to add these fields together. And then you just hit enter, and then that's going to give you your total asset field. And let's see here. Okay, so 50 million. And let's make that black. So your income is going to equal the total of all of your checks. The expenses is going to, we can hit auto sum again, and it kind of highlights. We want expenses to be this minimum payment field, and we'll go all the way down, so it'll automatically add up. Once you have that, you just hit enter and it'll go back. Your cash flow is going to equal your income minus your expenses. And then so for the credit card, for the bills credit card, our total here is we can auto sum, and it's going to equal the total here. And I believe you could just copy and paste that here. It'll automatically, you could check the formula right here, 27 through 41. It'll automatically adjust and add this field here. Okay, so income, assets will be the total sum of the value of all of that you owe. The balance, liabilities, is basically going to equal, this will be the auto sum of the balance. So it's a little bit different than expenses, because expenses is basically your minimum payment. This is the total amount that you owe on everything. Your net worth is going to be your assets minus your liabilities. And let's change this to black. And it looks like, oh, okay, so you see how it says F9? F9 is right this line, so we actually need to include, we need to start this at F7, so you could actually go in here, you could just click right here and change it to 7, or you could reselect it. Liabilities, same thing, should be E7. Okay, so now we could kind of test this out. So, and one thing about this should be centered, is what I would do is every month, and speaking of month, we can have a data validation here. That's another thing, different ways you can do this. You could make a sheet for every month, or you can just have the same sheet and then just reset all of these to no and switch to month. But either way, let's do a data validation here for the month. So we'll probably put it here. You could put it over here somewhere also. I think I'm just going to put it here. So we'll go to data validation. We're going to use a list. You got to click in here first, and then you move over. And here's our list. And we click OK. And then we just need to change the color of this to white or yellow or something. Oops. All right, and then you could scroll here and pick whatever month you want. There. Okay, so now we can kind of test this field. And what I was saying earlier is, checks. If you just enter your check amount here once and never change it, then it can not be 100% accurate, and sometimes your cash flow, it's even possible that it could go negative. So what I would do is I would work off the previous month when it came to income. So if you're doing your bills here in December, you're fine. You're doing it in December, but look at your bank statement for November and enter the exact amount that your checks were. So we'll put 550, 800. If you get paid bi-weekly, that's all you had, you would just stop there. If you had other income, and this is really small, so let's bump this up. This is the main thing we care about, so it doesn't matter that this is too small. And then, if you had, let's say you had $50 in dividends and you ended up with $100 in interest. So we can see that it's working. The income total will be here. And now let's check. I'm going to enter some bills here. So because I kind of want to show you guys this separate part. Let me just put some random stuff in here. Okay, so we got some generic descriptions in here. Let's do 50, 100, 80, 20, 540. So yeah, we can see that this is adding up our expenses. It is totaling our expenses. Now, the budget and bills, let's check this. Let's do 50, so that's 100. So this bills credit card, which is this one, this minimum payment is going to equal this total. And the budget is going to equal the budget total. So it's still adding. We got 800. Let's do 100. Here in the budget, it adds it there. So everything is working fine. Let's say this was a credit card that we still owe $5,000 on, which gives us our total liability. And let's say this credit card had an $8,000 limit. So the assets are lining up. If this was a mortgage that we owed $200,000 on, it was worth $300,000. There will be $100,000 in equity. So it is total. Everything's adding up. I don't like the way this looks. Let's see if we can make it. Okay, so now all of our formulas, what the spreadsheet is doing the work for us. All we got to do is we got to put in the effort and time to list all of our bills out, look at those minimum payments. Again, the balance and value. I found even with myself sometimes that I ended up not really using these fields much because, this is all about as quick as possible. You want to just come in, check your bills that they're paid, and you got to get on with your day. So it's kind of hard to go in and see what the balance was. You can update this like once every few months, and some people may do it every single time, but it will give you a total asset number, liability, and your net worth. And it's kind of cool to see that increase too, so that's a good thing. So that's the formulas, guys. I believe that everything is working. If you found value in this video, I would appreciate a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.